Hello yogis, my name is Matthew English. I am a licensed clinical social worker and registered yoga instructor. I'll be doing a beginner's yoga class for about 15 minutes today. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you like the video. I'm in Chicago right now and it is a balmy, probably like 30 degrees. So I'm wearing some nice socks to keep myself warm or whatever feels like comfortable to you. And yeah, let's get started in a child's pose. So child's pose, you get to about the center of your mat, you bring your toes to touch behind you, get about a hip width distance or a mat's width distance with your knees, and then slowly sit back down on your feet and reach out. Beginning to cultivate a nice deep breath using inhales through the nose and then exhales through the mouth to just get used to your space. You can place your forehead onto the mat. This is a great stretch for the lower spine and it helps with the shoulders as well. And as we begin to inhale and exhale, I want you to just start to feel your body a little bit. Feel the clothes on your back, feel the mat below you, feel your forehead onto the mat. Taking some nice inhales into the stomach, through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Reaching far out ahead of you, but pulling your shoulders back, creating a contrast of push and pull. Then I want you to begin to bring your hands over to the left side of the mat so that we can get a nice lateral stretch, flat stretch. Again, breathing, bringing our awareness to the right side of the body, pulling our right hip back into space while reaching forward with our right hand. All while breathing. All right, now begin to bring your hands back over to the left side, excuse me, for a lat stretch on the left side, the right side. Again, bring that left hip back and that left hand forward, creating that contrasting stretch. Okay, very nice. Bring the hands back to center. And then we're gonna inhale, come up to a tabletop. So your knees can be underneath your hips, your hands can be underneath your shoulders. And what we're gonna begin to do is just do some cats and cows. So we're gonna inhale for cow, lower the spine towards the mat, bring the shoulders back. Exhale for cat, arch the spine all the way up to the ceiling, push against the mat. Again, creating that kind of contrasting element to yoga. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Now I want you to do a couple more at your own pace. Inhaling for cow and exhaling for cat. Use the entire breath if you can. Nice and slow. All right. Next, bring your hands a little bit further up on the mat and come into our first plank pose of the class. I'm gonna engage the core, push down through the hands, and lift the shoulders outside the body so you don't want to like cringe down, like push up. All right. Exhale, downward facing dog. So with downward facing dog, you want to have a nice open hand between like you're kind of on the mat, or you want to pretend like you're opening a can of pickles or something. So you want to kind of turn your hands outward a little bit, like but without moving your hands, to kind of create a more stable foundation. Push the hips back, and then if you can, begin to pedal out the legs. So shift the weight from one side to the other, bringing one foot up while you press down with the other, and then exchanging the opposite side for the opposite side. All while breathing. When you're done, just come to a stable downward facing dog. Inhale, look out to the top of the mat, and then exhale, bring your feet to your hands. So climb it up, right? You can bring your feet together, and then exhale, lower down, lower the head down. Here it's nice to breathe into the chest a little bit so that you have a bit more space. I use a nice bended leg, big bend in the leg, just to warm up the body. Inhale, halfway lift. So place your hands on top of your knees or your hips. I kind of like the hips myself. And again, push back through the hips and extend it through the head. Exhale, lower down one more time. Inhale to Tadasana Mountain Pose. So I want you to use your core and bring your body all the way up. And then hands come to heart center. Nice. So yoga is all about the breath. So each pose, like I'll say inhale, do this, exhale, do that. So as long as you're inhaling and exhaling through the class, then you're doing yoga. And make any sort of modifications, I'll try and use modifications where I can. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, hands come through heart center, all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, so place those hands on top of the knees or wherever else. Exhale, place the hands on top of the mat, bring the feet back. So we're in that plank pose. Now we're gonna lower slowly all the way down to the mat. We're gonna place the tops of our feet onto the mat. Engage those feet so the knees kind of pop off the mat a little bit. We keep this an active pose. Place our hands underneath our shoulders, and then we're gonna inhale for a low cobra. So we're gonna just peel our chest off of the mat as much as possible. Try not to engage the glutes, but you can engage the abs to protect the back. So a lot of times people like to press into their hands. If you can, if you can remove those hands for a second so that you're not pressing into them, then go ahead and try it. But the point is to just try and engage the back a little bit. Engage the core, engage the legs, get those knees off the mat. And then exhale, put your head back down. And then inhale, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a breath. Inhale, look to the mat, to the top of your mat. Exhale, place your feet to your hands. We're gonna toe heel them together so there's a little sliver of space between the back of the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Bring the hands to the heart center. So we're gonna do that like 2 more times. Again, go at your own space, your own pace. Go follow your breath as much as possible. Inhale, come up, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, hands to the heart center, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on top of the mat. Bring the feet back. You can lower all the way down to the mat for a low cobra, Or if you'd like, you can press up for a full cobra. Up, upward cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay? Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands. Toe heel your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, hands come through heart center all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands on top of the mat, bring the feet back. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale for upward facing dog, or you can do your low cobra. For upward facing dog, if you can keep those knees off the mat like we did last time with the low cobra, that would be great. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands on top of the mat, bring the feet back, plank pose. Lower down, inhale for your upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the feet together and we're gonna do a chair pose. I had a teacher call this a thunderbolt pose and I really like that. So thunderbolt pose here, knees should be right over the legs, so not too far over, not too far back. Just try and sit down in a nice comfortable chair. Create tension or steel up those abs. Bring the hands straight up, connecting the ground to the air, like a thunderbolt. We're gonna stay here for a couple more breaths. Again, bring the awareness to the body. Feel the clothes on your back, the feet on the ground, the hands in the air. Okay. One more inhale. Exhale, place the hands to the heart center and lower down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on top of the mat, bring the feet back. Lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, bring your feet to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Tadasana Pose. Exhale, hands all the way down to the mat or to whatever's available. Inhale, halfway lift. And then, excuse me, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. This is our second time here. So let's see if we can sit down a little bit lower. Reach our hands a little bit higher, like we're holding the ball. Remembering to breathe. That's where we get our energy from. All right, one more breath. And then on your next exhale, hands come through heart center, all the way down to the mat, or whatever is available. Inhale, halfway left, straighten out that spine. Exhale, place the hands to the mat, bring the feet back. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, then we're gonna come into an inhale for a plank. I'm gonna lower down those knees, and then we're gonna exhale, we're gonna come down to a child's pose for a minute. So kind of just reclaiming our breath a little bit here. Lower, getting a stretch in our lower spine again. Maybe our spine felt a little weird after those chair poses. Giving our shoulders a little stretch again. Okay. Come up to a tabletop, bring our knees to meet our hands, sit down on top of our feet, and that'll be it for today. Thanks for joining me. That was a Sun A and a Sun B, as they are called in yoga. Sun A was without the chair, kind of just the Tadasana, the forward fold, the plank, the upward facing dog, the downward facing dog, back to the Tadasana, Sun A. And then Sun B is just like you add a chair pose in there. So basically the same thing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will do another one in a week. Thanks so much for visiting me in balmy Chicago. Bye.